Hello, and welcome to James Joseph's Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible. Talking about something serious here, something close to my heart. Video games. Probably wondering, video games and serious? How's that? Well, first, I want to start off with, video games make kids violent. The reason kids are so violent nowadays is because of video games. Not true at all. Studies have been done. This has been proven otherwise. Video games do not make people violent. In fact, they might even make them less violent, because video games give them a release for their anger and frustration and now the other stuff that they got going on. And of course, I don't know about you, but remember the Holocaust? Tell me, what video games was Hitler and the Nazis playing? I'll wait, because the answer is none. They didn't play video games. Even before that, burning at the stake. Pretty fucking nasty and violent if you ask me. And yet we did it all the time. And again, no video games. Go back even farther. The Spanish Inquisition. They got their jollies up by torturing people to death. No video games involved. Now, another thing people like to say is, well, video games is expensive. Playing video games is expensive. Video gaming is expensive. Not really. Think about it. You spend $60 on a game. Depending on the style and all that, it could be 10 hours. It could be 100 hours. It could be more than 100 hours if it has like multiplayer and all that. And you really enjoy it. Of course, not all games are 60. Some of them are free. Or if you got virtual reality, some of them are $5, $10, $15, $20. Or even not VR, like visual novels. Doki Doki is free. I ended up paying $10 for the fan pack just because I loved it so much. Wow. Like, that's how good it was. Got the game for free and I volunteered to spend $10 to help support it and the people who made it. So yeah, it's not expensive. It's like, well, you gotta get the system, and then, you gotta have a TV to play it on. Or if you do PC gaming and virtual reality, you gotta get the super expensive cards, super expensive this. True. But I pay $800 for my, well, at the time it was like $7.99, so whatever it was after tax, for the HTC Vive. I've gotten hundreds of hours of entertainment out of it. Hundreds of hours. For some people, $800, that's a weekend getaway. Get the hotel, you go to here, you go out to there. $800, they can blow that in a weekend. And $60 for a video game, they can spend more than that. They can spend twice that just drinking at the bar for one night. Go to the bar, spend $60 to $120 easily, depending on shots and the price of the bar, how fancy it is, so forth. You could easily spend that in one night. And what do you have afterwards? Blackout and probably having to change the sheets after you piss yourself. Guess what? None of that comes with video games. And again, where else can you get this kind of entertainment for so cheap? I mean, I'm going to go fishing. Well, you need a fishing rod. And sure, you can go to probably Walmart and get one for $20. But if you want something good, and with good line that's weighted for more than a tiny little bluegill, that's going to cost more. And you need hooks. You need bait. And you need your fishing license. And, you want to go out and actually go out on the lake, not just sit at the edge of the river? Well, then you're going to need a boat. You can always charter one or buy one, but holy fuck, you buy a boat, you just outspent every single penny I've ever spent on video gaming in one item. And that's just to go fishing, and that's not including your license. That's not including gas for the boat. That's not including having to wear a life jacket and all that, depending on state laws. I mean, my god. Fishing. I like fishing. I don't eat fish, I always do catch and release, but it's fucking expensive. Let's see if some other hobbies you can do. Oh, YouTube. My microphone cost like $120. My camera cost just under $200 because it was on sale. Nowadays it's probably a little bit lower than that just because it's been out for a while, but... Oh wait, you need a computer. Oh, sure, you can get a cheap laptop for $300-$400. Or you can spend a lot more money, but... Especially if you get a Mac. Oh my god, if you get a Mac, you're going to spend $1,200. Oh gee, for $1,200, I'd get my entire computer built. With money left over. And that's just for if you want to do like videos. Of course, you have your phone. Well, obviously your phone costs money, and so you use that for your camera instead of buying a camera and microphone. I'm going to do daily vlogs like, hey camera, hi everyone. Well, guess what? That phone costs money. And you still need the editing software and all that. OBS is free, thankfully. But let's say you want the Sony Vegas. I got Sony Vegas Pro 14 for just under $80 on Steam. Because it was on sale. What if you want the Vegas Pro 15? That's like $400. Fuck that noise. Again, all of this is so you can do daily vlogs or something on your YouTube channel. Video gaming. I mean, sure, like, when I got the video card and the rest, it was like, it's probably more than, let's see, 800 for the card. I got the case used for 90. I got, oh yeah, the processor, that was over $200. So, we're starting up to 90 to 100, and then down to, so there's 1100. The motherboard is about 80. The RAM, the prime. Okay, so yeah, maybe I probably spent around $1,400 for my computer. But I'm doing all my YouTube stuff. I'm doing my Twitch stuff. I'm playing a shit ton of video games. I'm doing my writing on here. Just released a new book, Moment of Silence, on Amazon. Like, I do everything with this computer. Like, oh no, I need to look something up. I can use the computer for that. I've tried to look up stuff on the phone, and sometimes it works. Other times, like, well, no, that's too general. I need to scroll down. Well, there's like 4 links per page on the phone, while on the Google, on the computer, I can do like 20 views or 20 links, whatever, per page. Like, the phone isn't that convenient all the time. It's like, again, video games do not cause violence. People have always been violent. Spanish Inquisition, Holocaust, burning people to the stake, other more fucked up stuff throughout the history of man. So yeah, video games do not cause violence. 2, they're not that expensive. I mean, yes, it's like, oh, well, this was, oh, you get the PS4 Pro, that's $400. Oh, you want to play on a 4K TV? You can get a cheap one for like $600. Get more expensive ones for, $1,000, but... Alright, so that, right, that's actually, you used to spend $1,500. You don't even have the game yet. Well, you get PlayStation Plus for, now I think it's $60 a year. You get free games off of that. Hell, I just got Bloodborne off of there. And what was it? Oh, you Beyond Two Souls. They got games all the time. And of course, with the PlayStation Plus deal, you get cheaper games because you get special prices on sales. Alright, so for that $1,500, 16, 17, that's only buy a bunch of games. Alright, so you spent $2,000 for the TV, which you'll use to watch other stuff like sports or YouTube, whatever you want to use it for. PlayStation 4 Pro, which can do Netflix, which can play movies, which can do all those kinds of other stuff. And an extra controller, some extra games. $2,000. That's not even a car. Alright, well, I got a car for this much. How long did it last? I didn't even get out of the driveway before it blew up. Exactly. It's like, oh, you want to go mudding with your friends? Well, you need a pickup truck or an SUV, something that has 4-wheel drive, so you don't get stuck. Oh, that's going to cost a fuck ton of money. You want to go fishing? Well, again, you get a good rod, get a good line, you get good lures, hooks, baits, sinkers, whatever. You get the good stuff. If you want to invest money into it and not just, yay, I caught a fish and the pole snapped because the fish weighed more than a pound. If you want to get good stuff, that can be expensive too. And again, you need a fishing license every year. And if you're going to be on a boat, obviously you need a boat. You need a charter. You need a life jacket. You need all this other stuff. I'm trying to think of other hobbies. Reading. I love reading. I have a bookshelf filled with books. Not counting all the stuff I have on my phone. Well, guess what? All that shit costs money. Sure, you get the digital copies on your phone or on your tablet from Amazon. It's usually cheaper. Not always. But yeah, it's like reading. Something simple as reading can be very fucking expensive. And of course, then you start getting into, oh, I want the first edition of this. I want an autographed copy of that. Well, that's going to cost you even more money. God. And you're like, no, someone goes out and gets drunk every weekend. They'll spend more than $200-300 a weekend. Unless they're a girl, then they get the drinks paid for them. But for a guy, anyways, you go out, you get shit-faced. And if you're lucky, you don't get in trouble with the law. If you're unlucky, well, that's going to be fines. That's going to be your license suspended. That's going to be paying for an Uber or a taxi or having friends or family give you rides to work and back for however, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, however long it's going to be that your license is suspended. Video games, that doesn't happen. And also, video games, like books, give you a world of options. Oh, you want to do something simple? Just click, click, click. They got that. You want to read something that has a bit more panache to it? Visual novels. Or on the VR, they got Addendum. Can't remember how it's spelled or how it's pronounced, but it's like, no, you read in the book. I wake up in a pit surrounded by dead bodies. You look around, you're in a pit surrounded by dead bodies. A few pages later, I climb out and I see the land around me. No, it's like, no, you look and see the hole behind you. You can look around, see the land around you. I run off for the nearest structure that I could see. And then you see it was a power, like not the telephone poles, but like the bigger structures. They have 8 different lines going to them and they spread out. It was one of those, but it was old and rusting and falling apart. Once I'm on the hill, I can see a house off in the distance. I sneak over there, hoping to not be spotted by whoever it was that threw me in the pit in the first place. When I get to the house, the pictures around you changes. Now you're standing outside the house. That was pretty fucking cool. It was only $1.99, so... I mean, it's not like I was out anything if it didn't do well, but it was pretty fucking cool. I think a lot of books could do that. Can you imagine? You're reading a murder mystery, now I walk into the apartment, and already I can smell the foul scent of death. And you're standing in the apartment. You can see the body on the floor, the blood splatter on the wall. See the weapon down over by the door. And then I had to go back to the police station and fill out my reports when I was sitting at a cubicle. And you can see the report being written up on the screen as you're reading the book. And then, I get a call from the coroner to go down to the morgue. There's something interesting that he found. And then all of a sudden, you're in the morgue, surrounded by dead bodies. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? And you can do that with video games. You can also do that with imagination when you're reading books, but can you imagine sitting there and... Also, let's say you have friends. You want to do this book. Well, you wrote a book and you want to do this book. Get your friends together. All right, here's the scene. Have them all stand still. You do whatever 360 camera thing. I don't know how it would work, but you do that and then, all right, guys, change outfits, do this, do that. All right, here's the next scene. You can have a lot of fun with this with you and your friends. I mean, sure, you wrote a 141-page book. It might take you a few weeks, especially working around work schedules, kids, stuff like that. Sure, it might take some time, but you and your friends can do that. And then what you can do, you can edit all the video together on your computer that you also play games on. I just love video games, and just the bad rap it keeps getting. But, it causes violence. There's sex and nudity in this game. There's violence in that game. There's torture in this game. There's child abuse in that game. It's it's set in real life, and the whole point of the child abuse was, do you follow a command, or do you break command and save the child? What kind of person are you? Or in this case, Android. And a lot of times, some games the sex and nudity is just there to be sex and nudity. But other games, it has a point. There's a reason why there's sex and nudity. And other times it's just, it's off camera, they got that look on their face. The camera cuts to the other person. They start unzipping their shirt, and then the camera goes to black, so it's just implied that they had sex. Just like you can do that in books, just like you do that in TV shows and movies. It's never usually 100% blatant. Now, yes, you get games but all of them are banned by Twitch that are just pure nudity, sex, whatever. But guess what? That's not the main focus of 99.999% of games. The only games that have the focus are banned from Twitch or banned from YouTube, or hell, half the time banned from most countries, just because that's all they are about is sex and nudity. And of course, I always love the fact that Jack Bauer can torture someone, carve their face off with a knife, blood everywhere in an episode of 24, primetime television, kids watching. But you can't see a nipple, and you can't have the person he's torturing go, "Oh, fuck, that hurts." No, he has to say, "Golly gee williker, Jack, it sure would be swell if you start stopped covering my face off with a butcher knife. If he says anything harsher than that, then people lose their minds. Like he's being tortured to death, and you lost your mind because he said shit? This hurts? But you didn't care about the fact that he was being tortured for 3 episodes? Of course not. America. We love violence, but we hate language and we hate nudity. For some reason. It's like, well, wait a minute. Don't the majority of Americans love nudity? Yeah, just not on TV or in movies or in video games. Why? Who the fuck knows? Alright, fine, alright. I'll get to the point. The point is, video games are awesome. They don't cause violence. They're not that expensive. They open up a world of imagination to anyone who can afford it. Again, it does cost some money, but compared to other hobbies, it's dirt fucking cheap. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys love video games like I do? What was your first video game? Oh, fuck. It was not Pong. I think it was Pac-Man on Atari. My favorite on Atari was Barnstorming. Then went on to Nintendo. You had Mario, Duck Hunt. I loved Duck Hunt. Super Nintendo. Played, there was a Spider-Man game where it was you and you could team up with one other person who would play Venom. And you're fighting Carnage and these other symbiotes and all that. Pretty cool game. So I had X-Men on there, Super Mario, Zelda, all kinds of cool shit on there. Then move over to PlayStation, with Final Fantasy VII. Okay, I'm rambling on again. So again, what was your first video game? What was your favorite? For me, overall, like, do the one I spent the most time on, like Diablo 2? Spent way too much time on there. Or the one that makes me go, what the most? Like, Life is Strange, like, that was a great story. As far as the game's concerned, it's not that great a game, as far as one might consider a game, but for storytelling, for the drama, for the voice acting, it was amazing. One of my favorites of all time. So yeah, what do you guys think? And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.